it doesn't matter if we're on the same page or not. You still have an infallible guidance system that I mentioned earlier, and I got off track a little bit. Here we go. We're back on the guidance system, which is infallible. And what that means is when your gut is rolling around, I can promise you without any shadow of any kind of doubt that you're on a negative train of thought. Or, you know, not necessarily negative, but it's the opposite of what you want. Okay? And if you didn't do that, I mean, I do it. I know better, and I still do it. I mean, I'm not saying that just because you understand what I'm trying to teach you, life will get better, but you know, you still are in life, and it doesn't matter how good you get at you know, running your thought, belief, expectation, action process. It doesn't matter how proficient you get at it, you're still gonna be living life, and you're gonna still be surrounded by everything that's in contrast to you. And those things are supposed to be, their higher purpose is contrast, which means that the only way that, since you're a genius creator in this time continuum here, the only way that you would know what you liked, preferred over what you didn't prefer was to have them both there to compare with, the comparison of it. You don't know that you don't like to rolling around the mud if you like good clean showers or whatever it is. I mean, so you know, you wouldn't like say that we got to get rid of all the mud because you don't want to roll around in it. You just gotta get a fucking shower and keep your mouth shut and put your attention on what you want. See, what you're missing is when you got your attention on what you want, the profound difference is you don't have your attention on what you don't want. And your gut's going to tell you that every fucking time. When you've got your attention on what you want, you're moving towards what you want from moment to moment, your gut will feel good. Everything will be smooth. You'll feel good. And the closer and the more you move towards it, the better you'll feel. You don't have to. That's how you feel better. You know, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, you got sucked into the medical thing already. I mean, and you can't just stop. You just can't stop. If these drugs they're using are some powerful, extremely powerful, and they will kill you if you just stop taking them, you know. So, and you need medical care. You got yourself into that situation. I mean, that's your situation. I mean, you are where you are. So what you do, instead of thinking that all that shit's gonna cure you, what you do is you keep on doing it because you have to. You got in there trapped. Now it's up to you to crawl your way back to safety a little bit at a time, one thought at a time, feeling a little bit better, you know, one moment after the next, one day after the next, whatever. Your goal should be to feel better tomorrow than you feel better today. Just a little bit better. That's all you want to do. And if you're moving towards that direction and you're aligning your beliefs with that and your thoughts with that, you'll feel good. And the better you get at taking the contrast of what you don't, like taking the opposite of what you don't want, and you see it, and that reminds you, that's supposed to be a reminder to put your attention back on what you do want. Okay? And instead of following it to your grave. And that's what you're doing. You're following it right to your grave because that's what's making you sick, all that stuff. You know, whatever it is. It's just different for everybody. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that just because you know, you have your attention on things that I don't particularly care for, that doesn't mean why I'm saying that. I'm saying it's the opposite of what you want. The reason you're watching that shit is because you want to improve your life. And what they're doing, inadvertently, they don't know. They don't know either. I mean, you shouldn't believe me. And, well, either they do and they're the vicious, most evil motherfuckers around. I don't know. But anyway, they keep feeding you all this information. And if you think about it from the perspective and look at it through the eyes of Source, it's easy to see that that's the opposite of what you want. Okay, how to improve this? How to improve that? You know, I need this. There's all kinds of new medical advances, and there's all these drugs, and the facilities are getting better, and I can get to the hospital in 10 minutes, and I can, you know, I've got my insurance paid for, and you know, I only have to work 6 extra days a week to pay for it. Yeah. You know, any of that, any of it, and they're helping you do that by examining every detail of the opposite of what you want, the problem. Okay, that's how it works. Whatever you put your attention on, it doesn't matter if it's the opposite of what you want or what you want. When you put it on the opposite of what you want, you get the opposite of what you want, and when you put it on what you want or expect what you want, a lot of what you have, you just fucking expect it. You know, and that's why you have it. That's why you have it. So if you get to the point where you expect good health, you will have it. You will have it. But it's one thought at a time. It ain't easy. I'm not saying it's easy, because you're going to be surrounded by everything you don't like. You know, and if you dug yourself into a hole, you're going to be into a hole, and you need to work your way out of it one thought at a time, just like everybody else. You know, it's not easy. It's not like, oh yeah, boom. You know, the naysayer, I mean, it cracks me, oh yeah, he said that all I got to do is change my beliefs and I'll feel better. Yeah, well, I said a lot of other stuff too, about aligning your beliefs, every thought. You know, I mean, if you align every thought with knowing that you are source and you are made out of intelligent energy, at least that, you don't even have to go the whole way to source. You can just say, oh, well, you know, I'm made, you know, I mean, that's how our cell phones work, and, you know, all of our technology is based on the fact that, you know, this world is not made out of matter. You know, when's the last time you saw electricity or wind, or, I mean, come the fuck on, you know. Or did you see your cell phone signal, you know, bounce off a tower, or your cable that you got on your roof? Did you see it bouncing off the satellite revolving around the world? You see that? No. You do not see that. And that's exactly how you operate. You can't see 99.999% of what the hell's going on with you. You just have to have what most, you know, well, I'm a God-fearing person. Well, have some goddamn faith and know that you're made out of the same thing God's made out of, and the way you create is with your beliefs. So you have your guidance system there with you all the time. I mean, maybe some of you have heard of energy testing. I mean, if you go to the store and there's something that you're not sure if you want it, put it right by your gut. Stand straight up, put it right by your gut. If you move towards it, then you might want to take it with you. Who knows? But if it pushes you back, you want to put it back on the shelf immediately, because you don't want it. And it ain't no good for you. Piece of fruit or whatever. You know. So it's there for you. That's your tool. You know, now there's a lot of other tools too. You know, there's a lot of other ways to treat your body, like it's made out of the energy, the physical, the pure positive energy. You know, I should say that there's physical ways of treating your your body that's not made out of matter. That's what it is. There are physical ways. Let's do this again. There are physical ways that you can treat your non-material body. Your body that's not made out of material. Your body that's made out of intelligence. Okay, there are physical ways of doing that. Okay, and most of them, yeah, like chiropractors will go in and acupuncture, and they have the ionized alkaline water is extremely good. And that's easy, because all you got to do is drink water and you're detoxing it all the time. You know, and once you get the initial toxins out of you, I mean, it's, you can't really, and you have an alkaline environment inside your body, I mean, you know, it makes it more difficult for, you know, things to catch on, like, you know, colds and, you know, cancer. I don't know, you know, I mean, it's up to you. It depends on how far down the road you want to chase your goddamn opposite, you know, contrasting. All it is, it's contrast. It's supposed to be there. So you say, oh yeah, that's what I don't like, so I'm going to turn my cheek like Jesus told me, and I'm going to put my attention on what I want. You know, why don't you do that? Try it. You know, and if you feel good for a while, then, you know, you don't really need to apologize, but, you know, just little things like that. You can prove to yourself what I'm teaching you. You can prove it to yourself by just pretending. I mean, that's what you're doing now. I mean, I don't know if I want to get into that. You're just, you know, you're who you are because that's who you're pretending to be. You know, so you're pretending to be whoever a sick person is. You know, because your beliefs are aligned with sickness. I don't care if you believe it or not. That's why you're sick. Okay, and I know it's difficult to see that, especially see what the tricky part is. Okay, that you know, everything that you believe, you know, the law of attraction, we'll call it, brings you all of the evidence you need to prove what you believe. It does it for everybody. You know, that's why they believe what they believe. But that doesn't mean that they can upgrade it if they want to. And what I'm saying is, like, if you're at a certain age and, you know, you think you're going to live another 20 or 30 years, or if you're younger and you think you'll live to, you know, whatever, 80, 90 or 100, and, you know, I'm hoping the kids at least think they'll live to 100. I don't know, but, you know, they figure, because they're figuring for all the wrong reasons. Oh, well, the drugs are better and blah, blah, blah. The healthcare is better and blah, blah. You know, well, I wouldn't rely on that if I was you, but you can. You know, that's what most people do, and really it's a lot easier because it's socially acceptable and everybody's doing it. You know, and everybody watches it on TV. You know, there's even medical dramas, I suppose, that people watch. You know, it's like, I can't get enough of the real shit. I need to watch it on TV, too. Oh, I'm not watching it because of the medical stuff. I'm watching it because of the characters. You know, I like the characters. You know, that's the only reason I have my attention on the opposite of what I want, which is fucking killing me, because I like the goddamn characters. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. You know, I mean, how the fuck can you call yourself an intelligent person that uses any kind of deductive reasoning or any kind of fucking logic? How can you claim to be a person like that and then claim to believe in some kind of nonsense like that? Are you kidding me? You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself, really. You know, and if you have any kind of religious affiliation, you should be really ashamed of yourself. It's very simple. It's very simple. It does. You're not going to go from, you know, having a bad, serious illness to great physical health, but if you start moving towards that by having the desire to understand that there is no doubt that you're made out of pure positive energy, and there's no doubt that you program that pure positive energy with your beliefs and your thoughts and your expectations and your actions and nothing else. Okay? Once you get a grip on that, maybe you'll pay attention a little bit more what you're putting your attention on. You only have your linear consciousness is only so big. It's like, say, as big as your brain. I mean, your brain can only fit so much in it, and that's your linear consciousness. You can only experience so much. And if you're clogging it up, and, you know, really, literally, if you're, you know, watching on TV, which is, you know, spurring your motivation, that's just the top of the iceberg of the problem. You watch all that crap on TV, you're going to bed thinking about that, you're dreaming about it, you're waking up with it, and you are not even in the realm of possibility of good health. Because you have a linear tuned consciousness, which is like, you could say your brain can only hold so much. So if you've got the majority of your attention on the opposite of what you want, you're going to get more of and most of eventually. I mean, you'll die. I mean, you know, but it's not that big a deal. I'm not trying to scare you. I mean, you know that, you know. You're planning on it, you know. You know, you can't drag my ass into that. But, you know, you have an opportunity just by changing your beliefs around and the way you look at life just a little bit. You know, really, I mean, from my perspective, it's just you got to change your internal story and what you understand. You know, it's not that difficult. I mean, you're not made out of matter, and you shouldn't treat your body like it's made out of matter, because when you do, you're gonna die, and it makes